It's no longer the American dream. It's more like the American nightmare trying to afford a home.
Okay, so something really wild is happening in California real estate right now. And honestly, a lot of people are just not paying attention to it. Like, the numbers coming out of California's housing market they're kind of scary if I'm being real with you. So let's just get right into it. The median home price in California is still sitting around like $850 to $900,000 depending on which data source you're looking at. And, that sounds high because it is high, but here's the thing that a lot of people are missing. Inventory across California has been climbing, like a lot. Active listings in many California metro areas are up 30, 40, even 50% year over year in some places. And when you see inventory climbing like that while prices are still this high, that's usually not a great sign. That's typically what happens right before prices start to actually correct. And look, I know some people are going to say, oh, come on, California real estate always goes up. It's California. People always want to live there. And yeah, I get that argument. I really do. But here's the problem with that thinking. People are actually leaving. Like, a lot of people are leaving. California lost over 500,000 residents through net domestic migration between roughly 2020 and 2023. That's a huge number, folks. 500,000 people just said, nah, I'm good, and moved to Texas or Arizona or Tennessee or Nevada or wherever. And yeah, some international immigration has helped offset that a little bit, but the people leaving, a lot of them are, the middle class, the people who would normally be buying homes. They're the ones bouncing. And I think the biggest thing that nobody's really talking about enough, or like people mention it but they don't really grasp how serious it is the insurance crisis. This is like, in my opinion, this is the thing that could genuinely break California real estate more than anything else. So you probably heard about this already, but major insurance companies have been pulling out of California. State Farm stopped issuing new homeowner policies back in 2023. Allstate paused new policies. Farmers Insurance dropped a bunch of customers. And this isn't like some small thing. These are the biggest insurance companies in the country basically saying, we don't want to insure homes in California anymore. Like, think about what that means for a second. If you can't get insurance on a house, you can't get a mortgage. And if you can't get a mortgage, you can't buy the house. And if nobody can buy the house, well, you know where that goes, right? Prices have to come down. It's really that simple. And then, on top of all of that, you had the LA wildfires in January 2025, the Pacific Palisades fire, the Eaton fire. Together, they destroyed over 12,000 structures. Some estimates put the total damages at like $250 billion or more. And here's what's really messed up about that situation. A lot of those homeowners, they found out after the fact that their insurance either got dropped the year before or that their coverage wasn't nearly enough to rebuild. So now you've got this situation where the California Fair Plan, which is basically the insurer of last resort, like the backup plan when nobody else will insure you, enrollment in that thing has just skyrocketed. And the Fair Plan isn't cheap, folks. Some homeowners are now paying like 2-3 times what they used to pay for insurance. I've seen reports of people going from, $2,000 a year to $6,000, $7,000 a year for homeowners insurance. And that cost gets factored into your monthly payment. So let's do the math real quick here. You've got a house in, let's say, somewhere in the LA metro area. Median price is probably like $900,000 or something. Your mortgage payment at current rates is already insane. We're talking like $5,500, $6,000 a month before insurance and taxes. And now you're adding on these inflated insurance premiums. You're looking at a total monthly cost that most people simply cannot afford. And that's the thing. It's not that people don't want to buy in California. A lot of people literally can't. And you know what's interesting? If you look at San Francisco specifically, condo prices in some areas are down like 10 to 15% from their peaks. That's a real decline. That's not nothing. And it's not just condos. You're seeing price cuts everywhere. Days on market are creeping up. Homes that would have gotten multiple offers in 2021 or 2022 are now just sitting there, sitting for 60, 90, sometimes 120 days. That just did not happen a few years ago. And here's what I think a lot of California homeowners are struggling with right now. They have this emotional attachment to the price they think their home is worth. They saw what their neighbor's house sold for in 2022, and they're like, well, mine's got to be worth at least that much. But the market is telling them something different now. The market is saying, no, actually, it's not worth that anymore. And a lot of sellers are just being super stubborn about it. They're listing high, they're not getting offers, and then they're either cutting the price after sitting for months, or they're just pulling the listing entirely. Which, by the way, doesn't solve anything. It just delays the inevitable. And I think what makes California particularly vulnerable compared to some other states is you've got all these things hitting at once. You've got the out-migration, you've got the insurance crisis, you've got the wildfire risk that's only getting worse, you've got the affordability problem, you've got remote work still allowing people to leave. Like, it's all compounding on top of each other. Any one of those things alone would be a problem, but all of them together? That's a real issue. So look, I'm not sitting here saying California real estate is going to zero. Obviously, that's not going to happen. It's still California. There's still the weather, the coast, the jobs and tech and entertainment and all of that. But what I am saying is that this idea that California real estate only goes up and can never crash, that's just not true. We saw it happen in 2008 when some California markets dropped 40, 50, even 60%. And while I don't think we're heading for something that extreme this time, the cracks are very clearly forming. If you're looking to buy in California right now, please just do your homework. Look at inventory in your specific area. Look at how long homes are sitting on the market. Look at the price cut trends. And for the love of God, figure out what insurance is going to cost you before you make an offer on anything. Because that insurance cost right now in California, that could genuinely be the thing that catches people off guard more than anything else. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys today. Things are shifting in California, and I think by the end of 2026, we're going to look back and realize that this was really the beginning of a much bigger correction. But hey, we'll see. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and subscribe for more.